safe and secure one for all.
Ambassador, thank you for your response on that. I want to ask you a question based on your years of experience at the United Nations. With the initial document dump that we saw last week regarding diplomatic statements and secrets, and Secretary of State Hillary Clinton having to go and approach diplomats around the world, now this threat of this new document dump, is Israel affected? Do you have an opinion on what should be done and about Wikileaks in general?
Well, Jamie, as you said, I represented Israel on that world stage as ambassador to the UN for nearly 6 years. And I must say that for me, nothing in Wikileaks was any surprise. There was a slogan once, I believe it was a Holiday Inn one, saying the only surprise is there are no surprises. That's the way of diplomacy. People talk to each other, people share information, and people report what they see and what they hear. And this is all that American diplomats have done. This is their duty. The one thing, which again did not surprise me, is that the real gulf, the horrible discrepancy, the unbelievable gap between what some leaders say in private and what they say in public has actually been revealed in Wikileaks. And the fact that we see Arab leaders saying that Iran is the real threat and Tehran is the real problem and that Iran should be stopped. These are things we've been saying for a long time. But now I can tell you that these are things that when I was at the UN, heard day in and day out from Arab leaders, from emirs, from sultans, from prime ministers and foreign ministers and ambassadors. These are the things they say to you in private. Then they go and talk differently in public. So maybe to a certain extent, Wikileaks, which has caused a lot of damage, I believe, to American diplomacy, but I believe that American diplomacy can survive that. It is a very strong diplomacy, but at the same time has actually revealed the truth. And that is what these leaders really think, where they think the real threat is, what they think should be done about it. And I think that the international community, including the President of the United States, should listen to them very carefully and act on what they say when they know or think that they are not overheard, and not what they say in public in order to assuage their streets. This is, I think, the main contribution of Wikileaks. And as far as Israel is concerned, I think that Israel was not weakened by Wikileaks. On the contrary, I think that Israel has been proven right. A lot of the things we said are now said by others in public. And as far as US diplomacy, as I said, I think it's a very strong and professional one. This is the job of ambassadors to report things as they see it. This is what American ambassadors have done over the centuries, and I hope will continue to do, because that's the only way to do your job properly.
Ambassador Dan Gillerman, thanks so much.